Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event at Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Jeff Lang, alongside Jason Brewster, coming to you live from Churchill High School in Eugene, Oregon. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou. Today featuring the traveling Crater Comets visiting the Winston Churchill Lancers. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Eugene School District and our participating community business partners. Be sure to download the new version of our free app. All Table Rock Sport Network events on your phone, your tablet, PC, or anywhere where you can connect for free. We also invite fans to check out the new features on TableRockSports.net, where you can find easy access to live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch. So we've got about 9 minutes left here to tip as the captains are meeting here at center court. We've got Coach Chris Schmerbach, Coach Kelly Bookin, and then we've got the captains for each team, Jaden Grains, the senior, Nathan Biddle, the junior, and for the Lancers, we've got two seniors in Isaiah Wallace and Brian Garacki. So final instructions from the refereeing crew here at Churchill High School. Looks to be a good one, folks. The Comets come in with an overall record of 9-4. They're ranked number 2 in the OSAA rankings. They're 5-0 in league. The Churchill Lancers coming in with an overall record of 10-3. They are ranked number 1 in the 5A level OSAA rankings, and of course they are 5-0 in league as well. So just like the girls matchup we just had, a very pivotal game for both teams. These teams did meet earlier in the year, December 30th, to be in fact at the Les Schwab Invitational, and the Comets came away with an 11-point win, Jason. Kind of an unexpected win, if you will, and kind of an odd game. You and I watched that game together, but what are some things that you saw in that game that we may see tonight or may not?
It was an interesting game, Jeff. First of all, I think the Lancers went in favored to win. You know, the Lancers have four starters who are seniors, and then a super sophomore in Samaje Morgan. But they've got 3 seniors who are starting that are committed to play college basketball next year. Obviously, the Comets have Nathan Biddle, the most highly recruited high school player in the state of Oregon right now, but I think that the expectation was that the Lancers were going to be able to overwhelm the Comets with their size, versatility, talent, and so on. Nate Biddle had a huge game, 31 points, 16 rebounds, 6 blocks, and then fellow junior Hunter Chubb came up with 12 points for the Comets. I think a couple of things that we saw, Jeff, that may have been outliers, though, is Kalen O'Neill, who's a senior 6'5" wing for the Churchill Lancers. He got himself in foul trouble and was really badly outplayed by Kruger Edwards. Kalen O'Neill had a rough game. He ended up fouling out, and I don't expect to see that out of O'Neill tonight. The other thing is senior starting point guard Silas Benyon. He really had a rough game at the Les Schwab Invitational against the Comets as well. He sat most of the fourth quarter. He was in foul trouble, but he had not fouled out. He was sat through most of the fourth quarter with 4 fouls. And so I would look for, in particular, O'Neill and Benyon to come out with a little bit of fire in their bellies tonight, because I think that last game against the Comets left them with kind of a bad taste in their mouth. Brian Garacki, he had 21 points, but Garacki he's committed to, I believe it's Point Loma College in California. O'Neill has committed to Eastern Washington, thank you. And then Benyon is committed to Lewis and Clark State College in Idaho, which is an NAIA school. His dad tells me that they're going to start adding SOU and OIT on their regular schedule, and so that'll be nice for the Benyon family to be able to see Silas come back to Southern Oregon and play some games in Southern Oregon also. But at any rate, those are the 3 college commits for Churchill, and really Garacki was the only one that had a solid game last time these Comets met.
Coverage tonight is made possible by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore on Highway 62, and General Manager Jason Lawrence. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with the outstanding staff. Thanks for our title sponsor. That's Lithia Superstore of Medford. Also want to throw out some thanks to the Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Sharp vision is important for your student athletes on the field and in the classroom. Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon on Royal Avenue in Medford. Vision care for the entire family with state-of-the-art equipment and the optical boutique for the right look. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more. We got about 4 minutes to tip as the Churchill High School pep band plays on. Student sections getting excited. Again, our earlier game tonight, the Churchill Lancer girls come away with the 6-point win earlier tonight against the Comets, who suffer their first league loss and their second loss of the season. Still a very promising young season for Coach Scott Dipple and his girls varsity program. So we got a good one here tonight. Nice recap, Jason, of the Churchill Lancers. Again, these Lancers played in the state final game last year against the Wilsonville Wildcats and came up a bit short. They've got all 5 returning starters back, and they look to get back to that state title game. They're in the number 1 ranked position. Of course, let's be honest, they're led by their catalyst in Brian Garacki, a 6'5" senior wingman. He can do it all. I know that you really like his game.
There's a lot to like about Garacki's game. I also I went to the Martin Luther King showcase, yesterday at the University of Portland a little bit early so that I could watch the Churchill Lancers, and Garacki, he was probably the primary reason why they beat Lake Oswego, a 6A talented program, yesterday, because he can do it all, Jeff. He's ultra athletic, he's big, he's strong, he's got a nice looking 3-point shot. I think he had 3 threes yesterday against Lake Oswego, a high flying dunk. He's a hard worker. He's just he's kind of a blue collar type of basketball player. It's fun to watch.
Churchill went through a tough stretch there where they barely won that game against Barlow. They lost against Norcross, a talented team from Georgia. They lost to the number 1 6A team in Central Catholic, and then, of course, lost to Crater. So a rough 4-game stretch there for Coach Kelly Bookin and the Lancers. Since then, they're reeled off 5 straight wins to the likes of some Midwestern teams as well as Lake Oswego yesterday up at the University of Portland. So 2 minutes left here to tip. Final instructions for each players. Comets going through their free throw ritual as Jaden Brains nailing a 3-pointer from the sweet left-handed shot, and Kruger Edwards same as well.
Jeff, one of the things that I wanted to point out is, we just streamed the game between Crater and Willamette last Friday, where, Crater went into overtime. It took that overtime to beat Willamette 62-57. Well, this same Churchill Lancer team met Willamette just last Tuesday, and they beat Willamette 75-56.
And that was here on their home
floor.
And
that was a home court advantage for them for sure.
And those of you that follow high school basketball will remember that we had that scuffle between Akuma of Willamette and also Wallace of Churchill. Both players were ejected from the game and then subsequently suspended as well.
And Wallace is back. Churchill has his services again. They did again against Lake Oswego yesterday. Wallace, he's thin, but he's a good shooter, and look for him to be spotting up for some threes during this game tonight. And Churchill was certainly missing him in their first round against Crater back in December.
Last year's Midwestern League Player of the Year in Silas Benyon. We'll see a lot of him in action tonight. He'll be handling the ball in the backcourt with Simon J. Morgan, as will Isaiah Wallace, who's returned as well. into action for Coach Kelly Bookin.
That
Kelly
feedback
Bookin.
you're hearing is not us. That's actually the PA system here in Churchill. So don't adjust your sets.
I kind of thought that Sasquatch back behind, or what's that guy, Chewbacca, maybe, right? But just maybe at a higher level. But we are here in the Pacific Northwest. Be prepared for anything and everything. Coach Kelly Bookin, again, coached some high-profile games. Came over from Redmond, where he had a talented star named Marty Lunan. He played in the state title game there in Redmond as well and lost. So he's still searching for that coveted state title here in the state of Oregon, although he's had several chances in that state tournament. We just know how hard that is to achieve.
Jeff, I'm not sure he's got any better chance than he does this year with this talented squad that he's got here tonight.
Starting lineups being announced here for the visiting Comets. Comets in all black tonight, their new uniforms trimmed in orange. Regular starters. Jaden Brains at the point wearing number 0, a 6-foot senior, 3-year starter, 4-year letterman. He's followed up by Braden Ray wearing number 1 with a 5'7 junior. Also with Hunter Chubb, a 6'1 junior. Kruger Edwards wearing number 1, a 6'6 senior. And then Nathan Biddle, a 6'11 junior, wearing number 32. For Churchill, of course, they're dressed in all white, trimmed in their red and royal blue tonight. At guard, Samanje Morgan, he's their catalyst. He'll push the ball up and down the floor. Silas Benyon wearing number 4 and wearing the headband tonight. That's Kalen O'Neill wearing number 22, getting a high five from Crater coach Matt Brains. Followed by Brian Garacki, number 23. And a change in the starting lineup tonight as Dylan Carson gets the nod tonight to add a little bit of height. So he's 6'5", senior, wears number 44. Normally we'd see Evan Pia there. So really a rotation of 7 players tonight for Coach Bookin.
That's right.
Pia
I think
and Wallace.
You'll see Pia and Wallace come in, and otherwise that's going to be the 7 that Coach Bookin's going to stick with. And Jeff, I like the idea of putting Dylan Carson in there. That has a front line running 6'5", 6'6", 6'5", against a big Crater front line with Biddle at 6'11" and Kruger Edwards at 6'6". So I think that's smart. Dylan Carson, also the quarterback for the Churchill football team.
Tip won by the Comets. Biddle goes to put the ball on the floor, stolen away by Morgan. Here's Kalen O'Neill, works his way into the lane to Garacki, now out Carson. So as the crowd settles in, we're going to settle in with them, and we look for a good game here tonight on a Tuesday night. Benyon over to Morgan. That's going to be long, just like it was in warm-up. Saved by Chubb right into the hands of Benyon. He finds Morgan on the side. Benyon now with the look. Scared by Biddle, but that goes down.
So Jeff, of the shooters on this team, Samaj Morgan took the first shot. Samaj, a good three-point shooter, but of these 5, probably the one that you want doing the shooting if you're the Crater Comets.
Speaking of a shooter, there's Hunter Chubb, comes up short on that first three-point attempt. O'Neill looks to run, tipped away by Vrain, stolen away by Chubb. He'll push it up. A weak pass goes in the hands of O'Neill. O'Neill works his way left to right, passes it to nobody, including Jaden Brains. He'll now push.
Plenty.
He'll take it right to the chest of Benyon. Kruger Edwards gets it and up and in. So, wow.
Not a pretty game to start. Jaden Brains and Silas Benyon, by the way, they are AAU teammates, but those two have been playing against each other off and on, Jeff, for years.
Carson hard to the hoop on the left side with his right hand, blocked by Kruger Edwards, but a lot of body on that. He'll pick up his first. A lot of action in the first minute and 34 seconds here. Certainly getting our money's worth.
Yeah, you're not going to want to turn away from this game. It's a lot of talent on the floor, and this Dylan Carson, He's a young man that could probably start almost everywhere else in the Midwestern League. Of course, he started tonight, but he's usually a sixth man for Coach Bookin.
Speaking of starters, he's a starting quarterback for the Churchill Lancers on the gridiron. He's the 6'5" slinger. 4-2 now, favor of the Lancers here. 1:40 gone first quarter. Biddle picks up the ball. Ball tapped away by Garacki. Back to Biddle. Chubb has another look, pump fakes. Ball comes out of his hand into the hands of Braden Ray, who's picked up by O'Neal of all people. Interesting contest tonight.
Interesting matchups, yes.
There's an open shot by Vrains, bounces off. And here's Samaje Morgan up, gets Biddle off his feet. O'Neal with the clean look, and that goes down. 7-2 here early for the Lancers.
And this is a team, Jeff, like I said, they can really fill it up from outside. Samaje Morgan, probably the least percentage, or the lowest percentage three-point shooter among this group, but O'Neal, Benyon, Garacki, and really even Carson, very good three-point shooter. And then Isaiah Wallace comes in. He may be the best of all of them.
Good crowd on hand tonight here on our side of the court as Biddle hits his first free throw of the night. Foul called on Silas Benyon for his first. Biddle 1 from 2. Silas Benson runs right into the referee. The referee says, I need some help. The ball went off my back. Easy call. Crowd doesn't like it.
Not popular here in Churchill, but the official is part of the court. You got to play with them. Certainly better than playing without him.
Good matchup at the guard level tonight as Samaje Morgan has a lot of Biddle's body, including his right arm. No call. Comets remained with the possession. Biddle now guarded by Carson. Nice screen and roll. Biddle in. 12-footer. Available for Braden Ray, but he does a better job and bounce passes up to Edwards. So 4 points quickly here for Edwards.
And you like to see Braden Ray pass up a good shot for the better shot from Kruger Edwards. Nice, easy bunny for Kruger. As Samaje Morgan tried to find Brian Garacki inside, but kind of an errant pass.
And you'll see those post players, they're pushing hard to the right in that case, and that ball inlet pass came to the left and just couldn't get there. Here's Biddle, a lot of contact by Carson. It's going to be on the floor. Again.
Nate Biddle is difficult to guard when he's got a head of steam coming at you like that, Jeff. He's got a good handle on the ball. He gets long strides. Dylan Carson just using his body to stop him.
Biddle to Ray to Chubb. Now he's guarded by Benyon. Down to Ray. There's Chubb. He has the open look. He'll back it out. He's kind of stuck. Braden Ray drives in penetration, gets it to Vrains. He's got Silas Benyon all over him, and I believe that's going to be number 2
He is number
on
2
Benyon.
for Benyon. And Benyon got himself in foul trouble last time also, Jeff. So that's the storyline to watch.
So interesting to see what Kelly Bookin does. He's got plenty of options on that bench in Walls and Pia.
He does. Pia, a good defender also, but I think Coach Bookin really considers Benyon a defensive stopper.
Great extra possession there for the Comets as Biddle is long on that shot. Tipped away by Braden Ray into the hands of Chubb, who nails a three-pointer. Speaking of three-pointers, there's Benyon in and out. Rebound by Biddle. Braden Ray, a long pass by Biddle. Knocked away by Benyon. Comets take the lead 8-7. Here's Samaje Morgan. That wasn't long. It's now 9-8. Morgan, the talented sophomore, as we talked about in the pregame, stands 5'8", but is just lightning quick.
So quick. He's got a really good handle on the ball, great court vision. He's just really an ideal point guard.
Hunter Chubb with another three.
And we saw Chubb heat up yesterday at the MLK showcase up in Portland as well, Jeff.
Nice drive and kick by Morgan to O'Neal. That one comes up short. Rebounded by the point guard, Jaden Brains. He looks to take off now with the left hand right up the middle. Assesses the situation, finds Kruger Edwards. Pump fakes into the middle over Garacki. No good. Team's going at it now. Morgan up the right-hand side, and no-look pass over to Binion. Garacki, who's been quiet. There's O'Neal. He was bothered by the height. He knew they were coming. An awkward shot, comes down with it nonetheless. Garacki now with his first look from the corner, and he nails it. Watched him during pregame, Jason, and he likes that spot.
He does. And in fact, that's where he got all of his threes yesterday in Portland as well, Jeff.
Coach Chris Schmerbach wants a timeout, a full timeout, and we're going to do the same here to catch our breath on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's the Comets 11, the Lancers 12.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision.
And welcome back to Winston Churchill High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. A couple substitutions for the Lancers. Isaiah Wallace now into the game, wearing number 3, as well as Evan Pia, both seniors. Also in for the Comets is Blake Eaton, the junior, wearing number 11. Here's Biddle, works his way to the right. Malachi Grant is also checked in. And there's Kruger Edwards with a much-needed three-point shot for the senior. Stretches that lead back out to 2, 14-12 now. Just over 2 minutes to go as Isaiah Wallace has an open three. And the Nets are on fire here at Churchill High School as Churchill takes the lead. Back and forth we go, 15-14 now, 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Isaiah Wallace is a young man you cannot leave alone out there on the three-point line.
Not sure how that's not a double dribble or a travel, but nonetheless it works out as a travel. Garacki went about the back. The ball got stuck on his back, and eventually he picked it up again and couldn't keep that.
They say justice delayed is justice denied, but not in this case. Garacki got away with one carry, but not the second, I think, in that situation.
On the floor for the Comets, just to check again, Kruger Edwards, Malachi Grant, Blake Eaton, Nathan Biddle, and Jaden Brains. A lot of ball pressure out front. Ball goes over to Grant, right in front of that student section. Brains now gets a pick and roll to his left. Kicks it out to Edwards. Edwards with a look to his right and goes in. Strong with his right. What a move by the 6'6 senior. I love it.
Kruger Edwards is really engaged right now, Jeff. Like I said, he had a really nice game against Churchill in last time these two teams met, and right now he's leading all scorers.
Garacki makes it look easy on the high pick and roll as Malachi Grant couldn't get it across the screen. A high-arching three-point shot for what some say is the most talented senior in the state of Oregon this year in Brian Garacki. Here's a talented junior in Nathan Biddle, and he's going to be called for a player control foul as Samanje Morgan took the most of that in his chest.
Jeff, we were talking about the hot shooting of the Churchill Lancers girls team in the last game. They had 5 threes midway through the second half. Well, the Lancers boys at the end of the first quarter have 5 threes so far.
18 points on the scoreboard, but all but 3 points coming from the three variety from Churchill. Not a good sign if you're the opponent, but the Comets are playing well offensively too. And that's going to be a tough foul. Coach Schmerbach's going to have to go with the substitution here, one would think, as Biddle picks up 2 fouls within a 10-second period. And he'll substitute the 6'11 junior for the 5'8 junior in Braden Ray.
So 6'4 junior Malachi Grant, 6'6 senior Kruger Edwards still in. And the Lancers just check in their 6'5 senior Kalen O'Neal, and they've got 6'6 Brian Garacki being guarded by Blake Eaton. Eaton, a good defender. He took some nice offensive fouls yesterday up in Portland. Garacki again with a nice soft shot.
Edwards goes up and snatches the rebound down high above the rim. Hunter Chubb now picked up by Pia. 17 seconds to go. So great experience for these young players to have here in a raucous gym. Ball's knocked away. That goes off the knee of Chubb. So good defense by Pia. 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Jeff, right now, while Jaden Brains is checked back in, Jaden Brains the true point guard for the Comets, but Biddle's been handling those point guard duties up until he had to check out for foul trouble.
Samanje Morgan kicks to Pia. Long three-pointer off the back iron, battle for the rebound. Nice quarter by Kruger Edwards as he knocks that away. And boy, we got a good one here in Eugene. Stick with us. John L. Scott scoreboard. Churchill Lancers 18, Crater Comets 16.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local US Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
Welcome back here to Churchill High School. You're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net. Samanje Morgan with a hard drive with the right hand. 2 points for the sophomore.
Samanje Morgan is lightning quick, Jeff. Jaden Brains, no slouch in the quickness category, but Samanje just has that little bit extra.
James Brains passes to Blake Eaton. Nice rotation on that shot. Comes up a bit short. He's right on line. Loose ball on the hard floor. Brains kicks it out. Gets in the hands of Wallace. He looks to push now. He finds a nice pass to Kalen O'Neill. He can't seem to find the handles. Goes off his foot.
Churchill Lancers wanting O'Neill to flush that at the end. That would have just lit up this hometown crowd, Jeff.
Nice hustle by Jaden Brains to get down on the floor, create that opportunity and what would be subsequent turnover for the Lancers.
It was, a quick flashback here, Jeff. It was a couple years ago, I think, is when Jaden was a sophomore, right there where he dove on the ground. He made a shot to the opposite basket that made it to the Sports Center top 10 highlight. As Chubb pulled the trigger on that one as well. It's good to see Chubb taking those shots.
So to repeat that, if your our viewers didn't hear that, Jaden Brains hit that three-quarter shot and was on Sports Center.
Sports Center, that's right.
Get out of here. 20-16 now. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left. Silas Benion's checked back in. He's got those 2 fouls. Ball's kicked to Isaiah Wallace for the three-pointer. Rebound by Pia, blocked by Edwards easily. So Kruger Edwards holding down the fort in the lane as the big man for the Comets tonight. Just like older brother Kiefer Edwards, former 5A state player of the year just 2 short years ago for the Comets.
Comets looking for somebody to give them some offense right now, Jeff. Kruger Edwards has had a nice game so far. Chubb hit a good 3 and just took another one a few seconds ago, a couple possessions ago, but I think Hunter Chubb taking those 3-point shots is crucial for the Comets' success tonight.
First action of the night for Colton Brains, a sophomore wearing number 2. He has some chatter with his younger brother or older brother. He said, "No, you're in the game." Braden Ray's come out of the game. Seen those two argue a bit in my front yard and garage.
Well, at least it didn't turn to fists this time.
Speaking of that move,
Brains, nice spin move.
Brains is very active, looks to steal that, goes off his hands. He had that nice, nifty move into the lane up the right side with the left hand. Draws the lead to 2.
Brains really showing a lot of energy for back-to-back games, a game yesterday and then a game again today. He does not look like he's any worse for the wear.
Evan Pia with the pass in up to Silas Benyon, who patiently waits for Hunter Chubb to come down. Kisses it off the glass. First 2 points of the night for Benyon. There's Eaton, almost a foul on Benyon. Chubb goes up front, right iron. Gracky pointing to the ceiling like he wanted that pass from O'Neal. Isaiah Wallace with a clean look. Nice tip up and in by O'Neal. We haven't seen him get going in what would be now a game and a half. As the Lancers stretch the lead now to 6 points. Coach Chris Schmerbach wants a full timeout. The score, 24-18. We'll be right back. Table Rock Sport.
Parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
And welcome back to Churchill High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. I almost called you Sation, but I'm going to go with Jason.
I'm glad I was going to go with Sation at least.
24-18 here. 5 minutes left, second quarter. On the court for the Comets, Jaden Brains, Hunter Chubb, Colton Brains, Blake Eaton, and Nathan Biddle. For the Lancers, O'Neal, Garacki, Wallace, Benyon, and Pia. A high pass from Brains up into Biddle, and just what they needed. No one can go up that high and get that inlet pass, and there's contact down low, Jason, and a three-point chance.
Yep. Did you see who that foul was on, Jeff? Was that Pia?
It was on Garacki.
Garacki, okay. So Benyon's got 2, Garacki's got 1. Nathan Biddle has 2 fouls, and Nate continuing his struggles from the free throw line.
Good defense by Brains and a forearm to the chest from Kalen O'Neal, and we've seen that before. Frustration foul by the 6'5 senior.
Yes, Kalen O'Neal really he kind of emotionally took himself out of the last game against the Comets. He and Kruger Edwards were mixing it up, and Kruger's just kind of a machine. We've seen Kruger get knocked down, hop up, walk away from it, but O'Neal just wears his emotions on his sleeve. We'll see if Coach Schmerbach allows Jaden Brains to receive this pressure, bringing the ball up the court again. It's just it's light pressure, but it's the kind of thing that can tire point guards out. Earlier in the quarter, or in the first quarter, he was having Nate Biddle bring the ball up the court because he doesn't receive that kind of pressure as Chubb takes his 5th three-point attempt. Pia gets called for the travel.
Fortunate turnover for the Comets. Ball into Chubb. He's got a 2-point at the elbow. He'll pull that hard off the back iron. Brought down by Benyon. Benyon with contact from Brains. The referee is not baited into that call. Here's O'Neal with the pass under to Garacki. He's triple teamed. Now O'Neal, and that's going to be 3 seconds in the key. As Garacki was camped.
Jeff, again there, you've got 2 talented posts in Garacki and O'Neal. But Biddle just standing between the 2 of them just kind of froze them. It was some analysis paralysis between the 2 of them, neither of them quite wanting to take the shot because of Biddle's outstretched arms.
Colton Brains with the open look, doesn't pull the trigger, says, here, older brother, you. Brought down by O'Neal, and here's the Lancers who look to push. Crossing half court is O'Neal, checked by Chubb. So it's Samanje Morgan with a long sit, the starter for Churchill, as Kelly Bookin has guards galore, as Evan Pia says, I'll take one. Right at the top of the key, 27-20.
Yeah, Pia was just kind of left alone on that. And like I said, Jeff, these Lancers, they can all fill it up. There is not, of those 5 out there, every one of them is a dangerous shooter.
Eaton right in front of the student section. Brains, top of the key. Pass up to Biddle. Catches the ball in the air. Ball knocked away by Wallace. That's going to be a foul. Wallace still continues to want that ball. Again, he was ejected in their last home game.
Wallace is a fiery player. Again, I watched him yesterday. He's having some words with the officials. He and O'Neal both are kind of cut from that same cloth, Jeff. They talk throughout the game. It's constant. It's consistent. They like to try and get in their opponent's ear, but I've found that with both of them, they tend to get frustrated themselves when things aren't going the right way for them.
Carson now back on Biddle. Morgan on Brains. Chubb with another look from 3, and he nails this one, so he keeps shooting and keeps the Comets in the game, 27-23.
And that's good. That's exactly what Chubb needs to do.
Ball knocked away by Colton Brains into the hands of Biddle, so a turnover. Here's Chubb on the move. He'll pull it back out. Kruger Edwards, Jaden Brains. Colton Brains right in front of Coach Kelly Book, and I made a mistake earlier. He did win a state title in Redmond with Marty Lunan in 2003. The ball knocked away by Evan Pia, battled back into the hands of Kruger Edwards. He gets it to Biddle. Biddle to Chubb. He's got an open look for 3, comes off, and Brains is not fouled, but is blocked by O'Neal. So letting him play here. And much to the happiness of the Churchill student section. Colton Brains. Kruger Edwards drives into the lane. He's got Garacki on him.
Jaden Brains testing Samanje Morgan. Again, Morgan lightning quick. But Brains can get to the basket in a number of ways. Kruger Edwards continues his tear.
We've seen him shoot that. You and I have both seen it personally in morning ball at Scenic. Samanje Morgan with a shoulder to Jaden Brains, checks his shoulder, all but stops.
It's that Conor McGregor-like.
Pia with a long shot. Here's Hunter Chubb, takes off. It's him and Brains.
Did you see Morgan?
No.
So there was three Comets coming right at him, and Morgan was doing the Morpheus sign, saying, bring it, all 3 of you. I'm ready for all 3 of you.
Chubb with some defense against O'Neal. Getting chippy here. There's a shoulder right to the chest of Hunter Chubb, not called. A long outlet pass from Chubb up to Brains. He goes in with the left hand, and I guess that's what happens when you put a shoulder into someone's chest. You turn the ball over. 28-27 now, favor of the Comets here. A minute to go, second half.
It's helpful when you've got a 6'11 Nathan Biddle behind you after you put the shoulder into them. Dylan Carson can knock down the 3 as well, Jeff. A little push in the back by Pia. I'm not sure who all didn't see that push. Kruger Edwards tried to jump up and then landed out of bounds.
Coach Chris Schmerbach asking for a clarification and some help. He looks to his athletic director on the far end of the bench. They're both shaking heads saying, hey, play through this next 49 seconds. You're on an away court here in the Midwestern League against the #1 team in the state. You got a 1-point lead. Deal with it. Morgan into Wallace now, who's checked in. Morgan with a no-look pass to Wallace. That's tipped away. Got to think about fouls at this situation. You got Benyon with 2, Biddle with 2.
Yeah, I'm not positive, Jeff, that I wouldn't take Nathan Biddle out of this. I mean, obviously you want to go into halftime with the lead, but what you really don't want to do is go into halftime with your all-star 6'11", 5-star recruit having 3 fouls. So hopefully Coach Schmerbach just told Nathan, be smart, don't pick up a foul.
Stick with us at halftime. We're coming up to the Crater Halftime Report, brought to you by the Crater Foundation. Foundation provides scholarships for Crater graduates. We'll talk about that. Here's Evan Pia with the open look, and he nails that for a 2-point lead. 15 seconds left here in the second quarter as Morgan picks up Vrains now full court. Looks at the clock, 10 seconds now. Churchill in a man-to-man. He gets a high screen and roll. Vrains does. A lot of contact, no shot. Pia comes down. A full court shot's going to come up short. And what a half that was between the number 1 and the number 2 ranked teams at the 5A level here in the state of Oregon. On the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Churchill Lancers 30, Comets 28.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lake who made it all possible, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you. The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
How long will it take to settle my car accident case? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.
The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better.
And welcome back. You're watching the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, and also presented by My Circle K, Bill's Glass, and Sherm's Food for Less. Got about 4 minutes left to tip here in the third quarter as we hear some serious cowbell.
I'm telling you, they've got cowbell here.
Coming over from the Churchill High pep band. Man, Chelsea, can we get a close in on that?
Will Farrell standing right behind the drummer. More cowbell.
That is outstanding. So 4 minutes left to tip here before third quarter action. The Comets making the trip up here to Central Oregon, and they are super engaged as they're taking on the number one ranked Churchill Lancers. Again, these two teams met on December 30th. The Comets came away with a win. Since that time, the Churchill Lancers have added now healed Isaiah Wallace, and he's had an impact here into the game. But Comets come in super engaged, and we're going to have a good one here and hope that you stick with us. Indeed, the Comets look to push their record to 10-4 and 6-0 in league, as the Churchill Lancers look to push their record to 11-3 and 6-0 in league as they battle this out halfway through the season. Jason, real quick, before we see another break from our sponsors, any comments from you? What are you seeing?
Yeah, 3-point shots galore, Jeff. The difference in my mind, well, a couple things. First of all, the Comets are 5 of 14 from 3. Churchill Lancers 7 of 15 from 3. So Lancers 7 3-pointers in that first half. Here's what I think the good news for the Crater Comets is. Nathan Biddle, 3 points. I can't think back. Nate's a junior right now, and I cannot think back to a game where Nathan has only scored 3 points in one half. What that means to me, Jeff, is there's no chance he's going to have another 3-point half. With the Comets being only down 2, I'd say that bodes well for Crater.
It sure does. So a lot of attention being paid to Biddle, as I would too if I was Coach Kelly Bookin. He knows what he's doing. Coach Bookin has played in several big-time games, as I mentioned. Churchill High School state champs in boys basketball in 1995 and in 2001. Coach Bookin, of course, has played in the title games in 2014, 2017, and 2018 to the tune to Jefferson, Wilsonville, and Wilsonville. So we got about 1:40 here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here in a minute or so for the start of the third quarter action.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
In 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
And welcome back as we hear the last alarm on the alarm clock here, on the scoreboard. I'm already thinking about tomorrow morning.
That's right.
30-28 here, third quarter action. Let's see if we've got all the regular starters. We do for both teams. Let me recap that for you. And Chubb, Brains, Biddle, Edwards, and Ray, and O'Neill, Garacki, Carson, Benyon, and Morgan. Crowd gets settled in here after the halftime entertainment. Risky pass from Biddle, cutting Brains. Brains now looks to post up. Got extra help.
Biddle posting up hard, and Dylan Carson called with a foul. That's only Carson's second foul.
Again, that luxury of having a deep bench for Coach Kelly booking.
That's right. He's not even having to use O'Neill or Garacki to defend Biddle right now. Carson, like we've said before, he's typically a sixth man on this team, so those are bonus fouls that he's able to give up against Biddle.
Comets look to get a back door. Tipped off of Morgan's hands. Here's Biddle now as he works into the lane. A lot of help as O'Neill came to help as Biddle spun to the inside. Garacki with an open look, scared by Edwards. Chubb looks to pass. Ball lands into the hands of Morgan. Could have been a foul on Biddle. Errant pass by Chubb. Nice pass by Morgan up to Garacki, and that's going to be a foul on the ground on, I believe, Edwards.
So Morgan just a little bit off on that pass. Jeff, I saw that identical pass in their game against Willamette with Garacki streaking down the sideline, and Morgan just hit him with a perfect lob for a one-handed alley-oop dunk from Garacki. Garacki can really get up, especially when he jumps off that left foot. A little bit like Edwards that way. Edwards, a big-time one-footed jumper, not like his brother Kiefer, who seemed to prefer jumping off of two.
Good defense by the Comets here as the Lancers have good ball movement. A minute off the clock here in the third quarter. Benyon works with a nice move into the lane, comes up short. Ball in the hands of Brains. He's got Morgan on his hip. Brains with the open look, gives it to Chubb. He had the hot hand in the first half as Biddle goes tumbling through the lane. And his junior counterpart, Hunter Chubb, draining a three-pointer from the corner.
That's Chubb's fourth three of the game, so it's good to see Chubb being assertive, taking his three-point shot.
31-30, favor of the Comets here on the road. Morgan gives it to Carson, bothered by Biddle, nothing but net. And that's a big-time difference from what we saw last year from Carson, is he can hit that three-point shot, and we saw that during the Les Schwab Invitational. Errant pass by Kruger. Edwards picked off by Benyon. 4-on-2 now. Benyon goes in. What a shot. Tipped back up and in by O'Neill, but an acrobatic shot by Benyon, who says, I was contacted with, call it. But O'Neill trailing on the play with the tip-in. Back and forth we go. 4-point lead now for the Churchills as they score quickly on the three and the deuce.
On that particular possession, Jeff, you can see what Lewis and Clark College, or excuse me, Lewis and Clark State likes so much about Benyon is Kruger Edwards with another nice drive to the basket. Kruger leads all scorers with 14 points tonight.
Kruger's offensive game is really blowing up. He has that hesitation step and then slides into that lane with leaning.
Yeah, he gets low. You know, for a 6'6" player, they struggle with getting low like that, which is key when you're driving to the basket. Kruger does a nice job. He gets low. He kind of gets under and past guys. The Comets not showing much respect to Braden Ray as they're really kind of just letting Braden run around the outside. Braden, our former player of the game up at Willamette. And he's going to need to pull the trigger on that as Chubb hits his 5th three.
Saunter Chubb feeling confident sky high. He had a really quiet second half against Clackamas last night. Came out with 11 in the first half and scoreless in the second. But
that's right.
He's in fuego and engaged tonight. 1 point lead. Back and forth they go as we expected. The number 1 and number 2 ranked teams at the 5A level, and arguably two of the better, if not best teams overall in the state. Many coaches agree if you look at the mock coaching polls at all levels. Brian Garacki hard off the back iron. Goes up and over the backboard.
It's supposed to be out of bounds, but Chubb got the rebound. I guess he gets a rebound for the books. Wow. Brains lost the ball in the air. Morgan picked up the foul, and Brains was able to finish. How about that acrobatic shot?
Morgan's like looking at the referee like, what just happened? Well, let me explain it to you. Brains went to the left. You were pinching to the inside lane. The contact was created while you were moving. Brains bobbled the ball and went up for 2 points to stretch the lead to 3 here. Looking to go to 4. Off the back iron, so a 3-point lead here in the third quarter, halfway through. Into the game now is Blake Eaton, the junior, wearing number 11 for the Comets. He picks up Carson. Nice defensive effort by Jaden Brains, and that goes to O'Neill, who just throws it up with his left hand. He was bothered by Biddle. Brains takes it into the lane, and that's going to be another foul, but that one's on O'Neill this time. Brains has no fear, absolutely none. He works his way into the lane.
Jaden Brains is fast, Jeff. In the open court, he's just outright fast. So Coach Bookin kind of controlling his star senior O'Neill. He saw him pick up the foul. O'Neill, again, he's got that tendency to get emotional about stuff like that, and so he's going to give him a moment on the bench. Think about it.
Ball goes into Biddle, and that's going to be an easy 2. So again, even though he's triple teamed, he was able to get his right hand on the ball and spin around to his left. 5-point lead now for the Comets. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go, third quarter. There is a player control foul on Brian Garacki, and Jaden Brains continues to control this game on both ends of the court.
So there are 3 college commits, Jeff. Benyon, Garacki, and O'Neill, all with 2 fouls. Now, it's not necessarily foul trouble in the third quarter, but that's the kind of thing that can affect this Churchill team, which it did last time these two teams met at Liberty High School for the Les Schwab Invitational Tournament.
Biddle works his way to the free throw line. Nice contest by Carson. Battle for the board by Eaton. Lancers on the move. Benyon finds Pia. Gets Eaton up in the air. Here's Carson in the corner. A blow-by Biddle. Pia under control. Applause by Coach Chris Schmerbach, applauding his defense here to dig in. Benyon, kick to Wallace. Good movement.
Another good defensive stand from the Comets. If they can keep these Lancers from getting open looks from out there, I think I agree with Coach Schmerbach, Jeff.
There's a pick by Jaden Brains on Benyon. He goes up with his left hand. Contact, no call. 2 points for Jaden Brains as the lead is now stretched to 7. He flat out picked his pocket right in front of the Lancer mascot.
Well, great defense from Jaden Brains.
Still no timeout by the veteran coach Kelly Bookin in his 15th year at Churchill High. A 7-point spread, under 2 minutes. Pia goes up, and that gets contact, and he gets that to go. No glass. I believe that's Pia's 4th and 5th point of the night.
That's actually 8 for Pia now. If you remember in the first half, all he had were those 2 threes.
That's right, late at the end of the first half.
That's
so
right.
Minute and a half, 4 high for the Comets, and Brains out at half. They look to run a set. Movement now with Biddle. Works his way to the left. He likes that. Edwards says, I'll take the shot. Battled for the rebound. A kick out to Garacki. Watch out. Hub gets contact on the head as he didn't want Garacki to throw it down. And that may kickstart the Lancers as Garacki finishes that with a 2-point possible 3.
So again, Garacki, a high flyer. Good job by Hunter Chubb getting back. But what you don't want is the made layup and the foul, Jeff, the opportunity for a 3-point play. You almost rather take the dunk that gets this crowd going than a 3-point opportunity here from Brian.
One of those awkward glances where both players just caught each other's eyes about 15 feet away from the hoop, like, okay, what are you going to do? Okay, what are you going to do?
That's right. Well, Garacki says, I'm 6'6", you're 6 foot, so let's meet at the rim.
42-40 now in favor of the Comets here. A minute to go, third quarter. Brains, a lot of contact by Pia.
Jaden Brains, really some tough moves to the basket. You know, we've talked about how the referees are kind of letting them play this particular game, but Jaden Brains doesn't seem to mind it, Jeff. He doesn't mind the contact.
5th team foul on the Lancers as the ball's kicked up to Biddle here just above the elbow. Back to Brains. 2 team fouls on the Comets only here in the third quarter.
Dylan Carson guarding Biddle, clear out to 30 feet, which is a good indication of just how dangerous of an offensive weapon Nathan Biddle is.
Brains just fishing around there at the top of the key. Contact made by Pia under frustration. That's a foul. Moves it to the 6th team foul. One more and the Comets will be in bonus.
Again, Isaiah Wallace out now, and he will start talking to Brains the moment he steps on the court. I can assure you he's talking to him right now.
Here's Biddle with 12 seconds. He's asking for a high screen from Kruger Edwards. Here he comes. There's 3 players out high. Biddle, men all over him, goes in for 2 points as he falls down to the ground. Tipped away by Eaton. Wallace now has it up the right-hand side. He's going to have the half-court shot, going to come up short. A strong finish for the Comets as Biddle kicks it off the glass in the final seconds. We're heading into the fourth quarter. We've got a good one. Score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. The Comets 44, the Lancers 40.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US.
Welcome back, Winston Churchill High School. I almost said Crater High School here. I'm so excited. Fourth quarter action.
Comets outscored the Lancers 16-10 in that last quarter, Jeff. So that was a big quarter, led by Nate Biddle and Hunter Chubb. Jaden Brains added another 4 points in that quarter also with consistent, tough point guard play.
Benyon with the early three comes up short, boarded by the man of the hour. That's Jaden Brains, controlling this game really, I believe, on both ends of the court. Comets have their normal starters in addition to Blake Eaton. Not in addition, but in subtraction of Braden Ray. Student section now getting loud here. 7 minutes to go. Fourth quarter. Blake Eaton. Here's Jaden Brains with Isaiah Wallace on him. He just does not have the footwork to keep up with Brains, not even close. Brains in with his right hand. Comes up a bit short, though. And Wallace with the rebound. Wallace looked a bit like he's on ice skates out there.
He did, didn't he? Wallace is recovering still from meniscus surgery.
Right.
He's only been back for, I want to say, just maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks.
And he stares down that three, shoots it, and he says, how about that? He draws the Lancers to within one in a raucous gymnasium here at Churchill High.
What he lacks in foot speed, he more than makes up for in three-point shooting ability, though.
Biddle draws Carson out now about 22 feet between his legs. Carson slips. Biddle nails the three. And here we go as Carson looks away in disgust.
Dylan Carson is not used to guarding players that do that kind of stuff to him, Jeff. Again, nice take to the basket from Silas Benyon, but he sure lowered his shoulder on the way.
And that was good defense by Chubb. Here's Biddle, stripped away by Pia. Referee says it's clean. Pia up the left-hand side. And that's going to be a foul on Kruger Edwards. Is that his third or his fourth? We'll find out.
I think that's just his second foul, actually, Jeff. So Kruger not in foul trouble. Excuse me, third foul.
Braden Ray in to give a respite to Hunter Chubb, who's playing a Yeoman's game here tonight. Ball up to Benyon now. He had that nice nifty move. See if he drives again on Ray. He does, but that's going to be blocked off the backboard by Biddle. An incredible block. Benyon has something to say to the referee, but that ball was a clean block by the 6'11 Biddle. Here's Edwards in, taking a ton of contact by Wallace, O'Neal, and Benyon, and he's going to be at the free throw line. What a block by Nathan Biddle. He came out of nowhere.
Boy. And Benyon just went flying on that. I'm not sure where the contact was, but Biddle can cover a lot of space in short order. As Kruger Edwards continues his very good free throw shooting. That's 15 points for Kruger Edwards, the lead all scorers.
I believe Biddle was in the town of Springfield when that play originated and found his way here to the lane at Churchill High and blocked that high up in the glass. Here's Benyon again working baseline, kicks it out to Garacki, over to Morgan. Morgan's going to travel. A tough turnover as Kalen O'Neal goes up and hangs on the rim. Fortunate that's not a technical.
The officials apparently all looked away for that one.
Coach Kelly Book, and calm, cool as a cucumber, has conversations with the referee, agrees. That's a turnover on my Catalyst point guard, sophomore Samanje Morgan.
So now you've got Brian Garacki. Biddle, you've got to be careful when Samaje Morgan is lurking. So now Garacki is guarding Biddle. Morgan is fast.
Samanje Morgan with the steal at half court. He had Biddle hunting him down, and quickness pays off rather than length in that play. So a return of the favor from Morgan. Some excellent point guard play here tonight. Those of you who are not here live, well, I wish you were. A nice curl by Edwards as he goes in, and that's going to be a blocking foul as he was going up. And that'll cool things down for the Lancers. As Morgan, I believe, picks up his fourth. We'll see.
I agree with you, Jeff. The point guard play and the shooting that we've seen tonight has been just huge. Yeah, that's Morgan, for as active as he is, that is only his first foul with 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in this game.
Nice curl at the top of the key at Edwards, and he picked up steam as he headed towards the 10. Morgan wasn't set. Again, substitutions here Braden Ray on the defensive end for Hunter Chubb. Blake Eaton, Brains, Ray, Edwards, and Biddle.
Peter Edwards has connected on all of his free throws, 4 of 4 tonight.
Lead extended to 4 here with 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go. Isaiah Wallace with his left hand. Here's Benyon behind his back, guarded by Ray. Wallace by Eaton, looks to get by. Biddle going to help and swats that out of there. So a lot of rim protection, and those Lancers know it, and there's some fear, definitely, as they head into the lane, and it should be.
Yep. And Nate Biddle explaining to Blake Eaton, he says, Blake, man, don't foul. I'm right here. Just bring him to me.
I'm blocking it with my elbow. Wallace, the good shooter. Of course, he was a Midwestern League all-conference player as a sophomore. Didn't make the list as a junior. Kind of an odd situation, but loaded here at the guard level is Coach Kelly Bookin. Up and in is good for Wallace. Again, drawn to 2. This student section and crowd looking to explode, but Comets keep holding them off and holding them off. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Biddle now picked up by a new man in Garacki. Here's Edwards. He's very patient. Jaden Brains, again, fishing with his right, then his left, works his way into the lane, picked up by Biddle, blocked by Garacki that time, as Biddle didn't get to leap up at his normal height, so nice block. Comets look to tie or take the lead. Benyon thinks about a 24-footer. Yep, nope, out to Wallace.
So Coach Schmerbach has been rotating Chubb out for Braden Ray to defend Wallace. He didn't get an opportunity, but he's about to now.
We're going to catch our breath here with a full timeout by Coach Kelly Book, and the score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Comets 51, the Lancers 49.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
And let's reset the action here at Churchill High School. 3 minutes, 39 seconds left in regulation. The Comets are up by 2, 51-49. The Comets have 14 fouls, and Churchill has 8. A long shot by Garacki, all but down. A battle for the rebound comes in the hands of Eaton, and for some reason he's going to be called for a travel, even though it was tied up with Morgan. Again, one of those calls you may not get when you're on the road. Ball goes into Garacki, out to Benyon. He's got a good look at a three. Comes up short, tipped by Edwards into Garacki. Blocked by Biddle. Eaton's hands. Now Wallace has it. He gets it out to O'Neal. No one can keep track of that ball, including yours truly. Here's Benyon now, top of the key.
Like they have on hockey, where they kind of light up the puck so you can tell where it is.
Garacki eyes it. Morgan, Garacki again. Deep, guarded by Biddle. This one's short. Comes off the hands of Edwards. Edwards regains it, and almost a travel. Every student in the student action is calling for a travel. Looks like he didn't have possession. Jaden Brains, 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Heavily guarded by Morgan. Tipped away by Benyon on help. And here goes Benyon up court. Up with the left hand. Up and in for 2. And we're knotted at 51. Referee wants a timeout. And I believe that's a warning on Churchill. It's a delay of game warning, Jason, on the Lancers as they tipped that ball after the ball went in from Benion's lay-in.
And, Jeff, on that last possession, I've got to blame Jaden Vrain's teammates. As Vrain's had his back to Benion, Benion was hunting him down. His teammates have got to let him know when he's got a guy coming from his blind side like that. He had no idea Benion was back there. So his teammates have to be aware you've got to communicate.
And it's tough with the volume in this gym as Blake Eaton works his way to the left, back out to Biddle. 2 minutes and 10 seconds now. Caught it at 51. Biddle back out to Eaton. A lot of cushion. Now Wallace applies the pressure. Vrains. Straight up, 2 minutes left here. Pass into Biddle. Kind of a skip, and he had Morgan underneath him, and an easy shot for Biddle. A great pass from Kruger Edwards.
Yep, good spotting. Biddle coming around the corner. Edwards found him in just the right spot. Morgan was the only one there to contest him.
Here's Garacki now, as he's been looking to the hoop more. O'Neal in the lane. Not going to shoot it with Biddle there. Keeps his dribble, dribbles it out. Defensive instructions by Biddle as Benion gets by. And that's a pass into O'Neal. As Biddle was out of the lane, Edwards could do nothing but keep his hands straight above as the Lancers tie it again. 53-53 here. A minute, 11 seconds left, fourth quarter. Chubb now on the far side, picked up by Benion. Vrains.
You've got to see a two-man game here with Vrains and Biddle. Biddle, again, posting up hard, but Garacki staying right after him.
Again, Comets looking for a foul or to run the clock down. They've got 8 team fouls against Churchill. 42 seconds left. Jaden Vrains in with his left hand, blows by O'Neal for 2 points. Just assess the situation. Coach Chris Shermock wants a timeout. Wow, 55-53 here at Churchill High. We're going to keep it right here, Chelsea, if we can, and kind of assess what would be the final 36 seconds. So, Jason, let me reset it. Comets are up by 2, 55-53. 8 team fouls on Churchill, 4 team fouls on the Lancers. First of all, Coach Kelly Bookin, what's he looking for here on the offensive end?
So Bookin has had even scoring from all of the players on the court right now, Jeff. They're all dangerous. I'm thinking right now, if you're Coach Chris Schmerbach, the one thing you do not give up is an open three-point shot. Obviously, contested threes. Yes, Garacki has taken a couple of long threes. Fortunately for the Comets, they've been a little bit short, but they have got good shooters out there. Don't foul on the three-point shot. Don't allow any open three-point shots, but Bookin's got a lot of weapons out there. You know, he's got Wallace, he's got Benion, and then Garacki and O'Neal.
So what about the team foul? Comets have 4 team fouls, 36 seconds left. Do they burn a couple team fouls here as they let time expire?
Probably not a bad idea. You've got 36 seconds left. So, yes, you can foul. If you're going to foul, though, don't foul on the shot. So that might be an interesting thing to watch for, Jeff, is somebody going to give up kind of a quick foul here? It doesn't look that way as Braden Ray is staying. Oh, there it goes. But fortunately for Ray, Benion went to pass that. Had Benion taken that shot instead, that could have put him to the line.
So that will be the 5th team foul now on the Comets. Ball will be underneath for the Lancers. 23 seconds left to go. Again, Lancers were very, very patient with that possession. Wallace backs it all the way out to half-court line, picked up by Biddle, to Morgan, to Garacki.
You've got to stay out on him.
Kelly Bookin wants a timeout. That veteran coach didn't see what he wanted, and he knew that his players were in trouble and were up for a desperation play. We're going to still keep it here, Chelsea.
So the Comets have 5 fouls. So they can give up one more still before we go into the bonus.
So 14 and a half seconds left, a 2-point lead. They've got one more foul to give. So that might be the instruction here, is to let some time elapse, maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds if they can get there. And then another foul.
And then, of course, again, as long as you don't foul on the shot or give up an and one.
So again, Coach Kelly Bookin has been many of these battles over his career. He's on his home court. He's asking for clarification from the referee. How many timeouts do I have left? On the court for the Comets, Blake Eaton, Kruger Edwards, Braden Ray, Jaden Vrains, and Nathan Biddle. Coach Chris Schmerbach, chess is being played here tonight, back and forth. Now he wants a timeout. It's a 30-second variety.
And he is hearing it from the hometown student section as well, Jeff. There's some electricity in the Churchill gym tonight. Right now, everyone on edge.
It's just been very fortunate to be here in the gym tonight. These two teams will meet later on in Central Point, folks. Put it on your calendar. You should come and watch. This is the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the state. Churchill will visit Crater High School on February 25th. Get your notebook out, your calendar, your Android, your Apple device. Here we go. Final 14 and a half seconds here as Wallace will kick it into Morgan. Pressured by Vrains now.
Play.
10 seconds, a wide open lay, and it's blocked! It's blocked off of the backboard by Edwards. It's flipped up, a turnover. Garacki scores 2 with 3 seconds left to go. Time is going to elapse. Coach Chris Schmerbach wants a timeout. What a crazy state of affairs. We're going to sort things out.
Jaden Vrains had the ball on the floor. I think the coaches were trying to get a timeout, Jeff, but the officials did not hear it, did not get the timeout. Vrains flipped the ball in the air. Garacki wisely gathered it in.
Let's reset this. So Samanje Morgan had a wide open lane to the right-hand lane. Wide open. Kruger Edwards came in like Superman.
Out of nowhere again.
Blocks it off the top of the backboard. Sends it into Jaden Vrains' hands. Vrains stumbled. Fell down.
4 Lancers all over him.
Collapsed. Vrains kicks it out because he knew he was in trouble. Goes right into the hands of Brian Garacki.
Right under the basket.
Lays it up in for an easy 2. So now the coaches get together. They confer with the referees, and they put some time back on the clock. So 2.8 seconds left here is what they all agreed to. It's going to be full court as the Comets, again, on your screen, working from left to right. We'll see what Coach Schmerbach has drawn up. Hunter Chubb is going to be the person taking the ball out underneath the basket. What you don't want to do here is turn it over into the lightning-quick hands of the Lancers.
That's exactly right. And so now Coach Schmerbach has shown his hand how he expects this inbounds pass to go. What was curious is there was nobody anywhere near Chubb, so at least what Coach Schmerbach was showing, Jeff, was Chubb looking. In fact, he got out there and kind of did the quarterback pose where he's looking for the long pass. You've got Kruger Edwards, you've got Nathan Biddle, 2 big guys. It could be the Hail Mary pass, or he could show a little something different, have somebody come to Chubb, because 2.8 seconds, Jaden Vrains can make it from the free throw line on one end to the free throw line on the other end in 2.8 seconds. And Jaden could come back for that and just race back to the basket, hope to get a much closer shot.
Chubb looks to take it out. Eaton, Edwards, Vrains, and Biddle. You got to believe this is going to find its way into the hands of Jaden Vrains somehow. Now Churchill looking to lay off. Chubb wants to pass it in. Gets to Edwards. Edwards going to have to do a half-court heave. Going to come up real short. That's going to do it. We're going to overtime again in the Midwestern League. Comets, again, just coming off a win in overtime up in Willamette, or across town in Willamette, rather, just last Friday. So, Chelsea.
Jeff, this is one of those things where having that experience, having those struggles, that adversity at Willamette, those kinds of things can pay off for a team like Crater. We just talked about Churchill blew Willamette out by 19 points. Well, Crater's been here. They've been here, in fact, recently. And so this is valuable experience for a team to go through this.
super fortunate to be involved in this one. High school basketball at its best. 55-55 at the end of regulation. 4 minutes here in overtime action at the high school level. Again, reset 8 team fouls for the Lancers and 5 team fouls for the Comets. We'll see if that comes into play.
That is the first tip that we have seen Nathan Biddle not win.
Immediate three-point shot by Isaiah Wallace. He's had the hot hand all night. He drains that quickly with just 10 seconds off the clock. Ball up. Eaton comes in the hands of it. He's got guards all over him. He can't get them off. And finally, the referee allows a timeout to Coach Chris Schmerbach. Blake Eaton was in a lot of trouble there at the elbow. We're going to take a break here. It's a full timeout. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left on the clock. Lancers up 3.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Griffin with a message from the Central Point Police Department about our Explorer program. If you're between 14 and 21 years of age and are interested in a career in law enforcement, the Explorer program at CPPD might be just the program for you. Explorers will learn about all aspects of police work through ride-alongs, training sessions, and an annual competition with other youth participants. Visit us at the Central Point Police Department or call 541-664-5578 to learn more about how to get yourself signed up for this fun program. Central Point Police Department. Dedicated service, committed to excellence.
We think in our stores that we have the best selection and the best value for the dollar.
My name's Haley, and I've been showing sheep for 5 years through 4-H and pigs for 2 years through 4-H. 2 years ago I got Grand Champion, and today I got Reserve Grand Champion. It's a really good program, and it teaches the kids self-responsibility. The program wouldn't be how it is today if we didn't have people like Sherb coming out and supporting us.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
We're back with overtime action. That's going to be a block call on Wallace as Biddle went to the hoop hard. Of course, Wallace hit that big three about 5 seconds into overtime period as Biddle won the tip, tipped it. O'Neal, though, grabbed it, threw it right into the corner to Wallace, senior to senior, and number 3 nails the three. Biddle with the good-looking free throw stroke. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in the clock. Biddle up and in, good for his second shot. 1 point lead now for the Lancers. Morgan again works that right side, leans in, can't get it to go. A battle for the rebound. Biddle comes down, scratching and clawing is O'Neal, no foul. Good shot by Morgan, good defense by Vrains, better rebound by Biddle. Chubb on the curl, Biddle on the back door.
So, Jeff, now Kalen O'Neal is tasked with guarding Biddle. I think Biddle he'll be able to post up on O'Neal a little bit easier than he can against either Garacki or Dylan Carson.
A hard lane goes in. That comes off the iron hard, picked up by O'Neal, who is trailing Biddle. Benyon now goes for the dagger three, and he hits that right into the face of Hunter Chubb. And here's Braden Ray down the left-hand side. And again, the Comets find themselves down now by 4. Edwards kicks it out to Ray, drives baseline, back to Edwards. Nice back cut to Vrains. Lots of reaching inside the key. A tip. Tipped into the hands of Ray. Here's Hunter Chubb. A fake pass. Gets Garacki on his heels. Comes up short in the hands of Benyon now. Lancers now in control with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Nearly stolen away by Braden Ray on a poor pass. Benyon, the senior, decides to pull it out.
Wisely pulls it out. They're up by 4 points are the Lancers, Jeff. No reason for Benyon to take that into the teeth of the defense.
Braden Ray having words with the referee saying, I got hit on my jaw on that possession. Referee says, you're all right, young man.
Get back in there and play.
Get back in there and play. Ball high up to Wallace, a risky pass. Ray on Wallace. Wallace pushing with his left hand to give space. And here's a drive by Garacki. O'Neal thinks rather of it. Comets now the Lancers now that veteran senior-laden team, other than the sophomore guard Morgan, who plays like a senior. Running clock off. 4-point lead. Benyon kicks it to Gracky. Gracky with the open three. And that comes off into the hands of Kruger Edwards. A good rebound now. A chance for a fast break. Jaden Raines pulls it up. Has Morgan on him. Kicks it out. An important possession for the Comets. Raines going to be called for a travel as he's working his way into the lane. Thought he got rid of that basketball before the travel occurred. In that case, he didn't. A minute 20 left, 4-point lead, Lancers. Some dagger threes by Wallace and by Benyon here in overtime. Foul by Braden Ray on Morgan, so we'll see here.
Number 1, Braden Ray, his second foul. Morgan at the line for the Lancers.
So, having watched a number of Churchill Lancer games, I think of the players that Crater does want at the line, Samaje Morgan may be it. That's not to say he's a bad free throw shooter, Jeff. In fact, he's a good free throw shooter. It's just that the rest of them are really fantastic.
Up and in by Samaje. Foul was called on Braden Ray, his second. Now into the game for the Comets is Colton Brains. Up and in by Morgan. Now stretched the lead to 6 with a minute 20 to go, so the Comets have to act quickly. Brains just being pestered by Morgan. Here's Edwards. Now Biddle has a deep look. Good rotation on the ball. And a battle for the rebound comes in the hands of Kruger Edwards. He's got guys all over him. Everybody's on the floor. This is going to be a 10-man jump ball as Biddle is just absolutely surrounded by all 5 Churchill players.
Coach Schmerbach pleading for a timeout, but the official saying you got to have possession before we're giving you a timeout.
In this case, possession will stay in favor of the Comets as, again, they did not win that tip. Churchill High student out mopping up the sweat on the floor, gets a big applause from the student section and the Lancer faithful.
So I think you look for Hunter Chubb, look for Nathan Biddle to shoot threes here, Jeff. Both Chubb and Biddle. Chubb with the hot hand, Biddle a fantastic three-point shooter, and your big player.
Kruger Edwards with the three, comes off long, rebounded by Morgan. He's going to be fouled by Biddle. So an open look for the Comets on that inbound play. Kruger, he's hit 2 earlier tonight. That one just doesn't go down.
Yep, that's a good look. Kruger Edwards, as you say, Jeff, he's already made 2 threes tonight. He had the open look. That was the right shot. You know, this has been a great game. The hometown Lancers can feel a victory coming. The Comets have nothing to be ashamed of. They played Churchill really well here on their home court. As I'm going to have to take back my plan about fouling Morgan. He must have overheard me because he hasn't missed a free throw.
Morgan up and in. This one's hard.
Maybe I need to say that beforehand.
Brains racing up the left-hand side, hounded. A nice pass into Kruger Edwards, goes up and in for a quick 2. That happened in about 3 seconds, folks. So now a 5-point game with 44 seconds left to go. These players are gassed. It's a full timeout. We're going to take it with them here. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Table Rock Sports.
Hello, I'm School Resource Officer Robert Monenbach from the Central Point Police Department. Along with Officer Godley, we work to keep School District 6 students safe. As school resource officers, we receive specialized training to help students feel safe and offer someone to turn to with questions or concerns. This resource is not only for the students, but it extends to the parents and school staff. Part of our duties include visiting each school in Central Point and leading the 5th grade DARE education program each year. Central Point Police Department, dedicated to service and committed to excellence.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team.
And welcome back to Churchill High School. 44 seconds left. Binion goes full court. What a risk. That goes off the hands of O'Neal. What a mistake by the Lancers as they turn it over.
They ticked off maybe 0.3 seconds there, Jeff. Fortunately for O'Neal, he did get a fingertip on it. The referees are trying to decide where do we take it out, but O'Neal did touch it. Had he not touched it, the Comets would have gotten the ball out under their own basket. So I think that's what the discussion is right now. Any time off the clock?
Well, there was 44.1 seconds left. Now the clock reads 42.8.
So
again,
that was
I think it's accurate. Comet, anyhow, will have the ball on that crucial turnover. Kind of an interesting call there, or a risk to take by Binion.
Boy, it sure was. Binion with a good arm. He felt like he had a good receiver in O'Neal.
5-point spread here as Biddle now has the ball, pulls up from three over Garacki and nails it in his face. And we're down here to a 2-point contest with 30 seconds left to go, and the Comets choose to foul. What a shot by Biddle.
What
right
a shot indeed. Right
the
over
grill.
6'6", Brian Garacki. Garacki's whispering to him right now. He's like, I don't know how you made that shot.
Like, dude.
I was right there. All right, see if Cool Hand Wallace can knock both of these down.
Some big free throws here for Wallace. Wallace up and in. Boy, he was jumping around on that free throw line like I would in morning ball, wishing that ball goes in.
Isaiah Wallace is probably Isaiah Wallace's biggest fan.
Yeah.
He was really excited for himself.
Let's watch and see what he does now on the release. And he gets that one to go. Got a good shot. Stretches that lead to 4 now. 29 seconds left. Brains on the move up the right-hand side. He kicks it. That's going to be a turnover on Morgan. Kicks it into O'Neal, and they quickly foul O'Neal. So Brains had a full head of steam there and was looking for a Comet to pass as he forgave his shot.
Samaje Morgan again with the quick hands, and he was smart. He saw Brains in the air. It didn't look like he was going to be able to get the shot off, and so he immediately looked to that passing lane.
And the first free throw by O'Neal is long. Let's see if he can dial it in here. Still just a 4-point lead in overtime. 21 seconds left to go, and that's good. 5-point lead now. Comets need to push. Here's Biddle. He may pull up for 3, and he does. And that's going to be good by Biddle again. And that draws the lead to 2 with 13 seconds left. A scramble for the ball. Wallace is going to be fouled. I thought maybe that was a jump ball as Wallace sprints to the other end. Colton Brains had him tied up. Thought it was a jump ball. But that's going to be a foul on Brains. But what a shot again by Biddle.
2 huge threes from Nathan Biddle. Big-time players make big-time shots.
Just that ability. And again, Brian Garacki, best senior in the state of Oregon, guarding Biddle, just on his heels. Wallace goes up and in, makes one. So this is an important one. 10.7 seconds left here in overtime. It's a 3-point lead now.
Obviously, if Wallace makes this one, puts the Comets out of reach for the one-possession tie.
See if the Lancers choose to foul or not. Wallace bangs in the other free throw. Coach Kelly Bookin wants a timeout with 10.7 seconds left to go in a 4-point lead. It's going to be a full timeout for Coach Kelly Bookin. We're going to take it. We'll be right back here in 30 seconds at TableRockSports.net.
The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better.
And welcome back to Winston Churchill High School here in the heart of Eugene. We saw a dandy tonight in the Midwestern League. Number 1 and number 2 teams duking it out back and forth. 69-65 here in overtime. The Comets find themselves down by 4 with just 10 seconds left to go. Chubb looking for a full court pass down to Biddle. He catches it with 2 Churchill Lancers on him. Shots right on line, comes up short, and here goes Benyon all the way to the hoop, and that's going to be knocked away by Chubb in a long court pass, and that's going to do it as the ball careens off of the backboard. But what a game that was as the student section runs the court for the Lancers. But what a fight for your hometown Comets tonight up here on the road against the number 1 ranked Churchill Lancers. They fall by 4 in overtime, 69-65. We'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports for the My Circle K post-game report. Stay tuned.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
And welcome back to Churchill High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. What a thriller. Boy, we were sure treated to a great high school basketball game tonight. It goes into overtime. Comets end up on the short end, 69-65, as the student section, mascot, band keep playing here at Churchill High School. Comets record falls to 9-5 overall, 5-1 in the Midwestern League, Jason. Just a great high school game, a great environment.
Boy, what a fun game to watch, Jeff. I mean, it was worth the trip up I-5. I hope all of our fans enjoyed it as well. But to be here at Churchill and watching this game was, it's just what high school basketball is all about. Two talented teams. Everybody showed up. Everybody played their game. Nate Biddle did not have one of his just huge games like he does. But, you know, he hit those kinds of shots, Jeff, that really makes him stand out from your ordinary high school basketball player. Balanced scoring attack from the Comets, 20 points each from Biddle and Edwards, 15 points from Chubb, all threes, and then 10 points and just a huge defensive effort from Jaden Vrains. A tough loss in overtime, but again, it's these kinds of losses, these kinds of knocks that a team takes throughout the season that prepares them for the postseason. And Coach Chris Schmerbach, he's playing the long game with these Comets. This isn't, obviously as any coach and any player, you want to win every game. But it's the experiences of having been in tight games like this to learn some lessons, to learn from some of the things that the Comets did tonight that will hopefully carry them through and into the postseason. Great game.
If anything, boy, Coach Kelly Bookin and the Churchill Lancers, not that they didn't, but I think they really come away with respecting the Comets. Of course, they went down and lost by 11 back in late December, but here they are on their home court. They've got momentum back on their side, a 5-game win streak, their confidence back, if you will, and the Comets still take them to the bell and had their chances. So great growth, great effort by all the Comets and the Lancers for that fact, but incredible game by all that played. So we're just fortunate to be here for this one. So we want to thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Be sure to download the free TableRockSports.net app and watch the replay of this game free on your mobile device. I'd like to thank Churchill Athletic Director Kelly Bookin for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on the broadcast tonight. Our next Table Rock Sports production will be this Friday as the Comets host the Thurston Colts at Crater High School. In the meantime, check out some great features on our updated website at TableRockSports.net. We hope you enjoyed this free broadcast made possible by our sponsor support. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard in overtime, the Lancers 69, the Comets 65. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Along with head engineer Chelsea Brewster, Jason Brewster, I'm Jeff Lang saying thanks for watching and good night from Churchill High School in Eugene, Oregon.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.